Because I looked at why we were coming up short, and I just really believed, we were going to get through it. And, I go back and look at these 2 years, maybe in that Northwestern game, maybe we could have overcome what happened, but, we just couldn't do it that day. It wasn't because guys weren't trying or they weren't giving effort. And when you're playing hard and doing everything that you have to do to give yourself a chance to have success, you live with the results, and that's the world we live in, because when you're laying it out there, you're not always going to come out on top. So to me, it gets back to the attitude, the effort, the commitment level, and not just that day, but long term. So that's kind of how I look at things, and that's what allows you to sleep or not sleep at night.
Would you feel comfortable putting this team on the field against any other team in the country at this point?
I don't think we're going to get that opportunity, but I'll go back to last week. I'll go back today. I look forward to going to the stadium with our football team, and it really doesn't matter where we go. It doesn't matter who we play. We don't have any control of that stuff anyway, so I don't think much about it. But if we have to play tomorrow, no. But hopefully we'll be in a little better shape here in a month.
Before the season started, you mentioned that you could have a worse record this year because of your schedule, but be a better team.
Yep. And we can do that way next year too. I'll jump ahead. But is it that season yet, or no? We're still okay. When do we go into next year's month? Man, I'm sorry.
No, I'm going back to last year.
Yeah, but no, I'm serious.
Are you pretty? Go 10-2 with this.
No regrets. I think these guys. I don't know what else we could have asked our players to do. So no regrets, absolutely. I think we all feel good about it. And I'll go on record as saying, I am going to take some time to relax, and I've encouraged our players to do the same thing next week. Our coaches, they've earned it. It's been a grind, and I'm not going to get 20 hours a day and all that stuff. Next week, and I will not be in there, grinding on the film tomorrow at 6. I'll promise you that.
Coach, beating a rival is always nice, but you've posted 2 straight shutouts now over Minnesota. Can you just talk about shutting them out twice in a row?
Well, I'll just say this: we needed a little bit more today than last year, and it was really appropriate today. I mean, there's no other way we could have won the game. I don't think if we hadn't come up with some of those big plays and big stops. And I say big plays, big stops. Series, going out there and doing the job like they did. So, it's a credit to our guys. Norm, it's great having him back in the fold, almost 100%, and it's a good thing. But we needed a little bit more today, that's for sure. They came ready to play. I mean, they were ready to play, and they played the heck out of us 2 years ago too. People forget about that. That was a tough game that day.
You can expend more energy in a season like this, where there are a lot of close games, and you're fighting injury.
Yeah, I mean, we last 2 years we haven't had a lot of just easy games, that's for sure. And maybe we had a couple more last year, but every week's a challenge, and I think we've gotten our money's worth this year, so we're all going to take some time to recharge. We'll be fine here a week from now.
37 bowls in there.
I know you're not big on this type of question, but I'm going to throw it out there anyway.
I'm in a good mood today, Mark. So.
Okay. No. Do you feel like I won't go too crazy? Do you feel like maybe that this defense has made a case to be the best of your era?
I hadn't really thought about that. I don't know if it's the best. I can just say this. This season to me is a very similar season to 04.
Yep.
Where the constants were more on the defensive side of the football. We're pretty healthy, and we've been pretty healthy up until today. Brett missed 3 games, I guess, 3 or 4. Lose track, and then today Jeremiah didn't go. But for the most part, we've been pretty much the same group defensively, and it was a good group coming into the season. And the new guys had stepped in and played well. So for us to get to 10, it was going to take that, and I've said this before, I really don't care how we get it done. In 02 we had a very explosive offensive football team. Those things all come and go, but it's all about, making things work together, the pieces fitting together. You lean towards your strengths, and I think there's a lot of parallels between this defensive group and that group, 04. And for us to win 10 games, that's what it's going to take.
Coach, before the season, you said it's going to take a lot of great stories this year, and I guess kind of now that the season's over, that's a pretty prophetic statement.
Yeah, I mean, where do you want to start? But that's Iowa. That's just, I've been here, I don't know about a lot of things, but I've been here 20 years. If you look historically, that's really what it takes. And I'll start with two of the great stories when I got here, Chuck Long and Ronnie Harmon. Chuck Long was not recruited, basically. And thank goodness Doug Strang went to Penn State, because that's who they wanted, I was told. Next thing you know, the Chuck Long story emerges, and I've been told, at least I don't know if it's true, but Ronnie Harmon came here because, we recruited him as an offensive player, but I also wanted him as a defensive player. And there's two great stories right there. But it's been, you can go right through our history. That's been the case, and a lot of great stories this year, no question about that one.